Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. We're going to have some Stella Kamala content for you shortly, but first, a trigger warning for all the sensitive souls out there. The following clip will have Lefties Lose It. Here is Pastor Gino Jennings expressing his disdain for those who don't know what a woman is, including President Joe Biden. Remember him? He's apparently still president.
Congressmen in Congress trying to define what a woman is.
That's right.
What is a woman? It's your mama. It sure ain't your daddy. What's a woman? Your mama. President Biden joining in on the conversation. We didn't know what a woman is. we didn't know what a woman is. A woman is your mama. That man is past 80, isn't it? You mean to tell me you past 80 and you don't know your mama and your wife is a woman?
Hallelujah. Now, here is a woman who should be listening to the good pastor, because I can guarantee you she won't be able to answer the question, what is a woman? Let's hear from Delta Airlines top DEI officer, that's diversity, equity and inclusion, and her plan to make air travel more woke and gender inclusive.
So we're beginning to take a hard look at things like our gatehouse announcements. You know, we welcome ladies and gentlemen, and we've asked ourselves, is that as gender inclusive as we want to be? You know, we're looking at some legacy language that exists in some of our employee manuals and getting to the root of the way some things are described.
Now let's go to the UK and the so-called anti-racism protests. That's not what they actually are, and some of those attending cannot even distinguish between illegal or legal migration or what taxpayer money is being spent on. Listen to this young virtue signalling ignoramus.
Is it anti-immigration or illegal immigration? What do you say?
I don't think anybody's illegal.
I hear this a lot. What makes refugees not illegal?
Because people aren't illegal.
Of course, but when they come into the country without passports, what can you do about that?
We can welcome them in. They're refugees, they're asylum seekers, they're fleeing persecution.
Right. And how do you feel about the taxpayer having to pay for that?
The taxpayer doesn't pay for that. I'm answering enough questions.
Okay. Apparently the taxpayer doesn't pay for illegal immigrants.
Now, times are hard and inflation is biting, but if you rely on tips for your income, perhaps don't be an entitled prat like this next dude.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to say it's a nice house for a $5 tip.
You're welcome.
He looked like he was delivering one pizza there. How much of a tip did he expect? Now, talking about entitled young men, these two miscreants really are deplorable. Watch as they laugh when caught vandalising a shop owner's outdoor space, even as he tells them how much it costs him.
Are you serious, man? Man, are you serious? I paid $16K for this whole place to rebuild it.
You 16K?
Yeah, yes.
This
Someone
guy didn't
started.
stand it.
So,
He didn't stand it, dude.
So,
terrible.
it's $25,000 fine. So I can forward this video to the cops and see what they're gonna do.
They have absolutely no fear of the police there, or the fact that they're on camera committing crimes. I mean, is vandalism still a crime in blue states? Now to a regular on this segment, and frankly, I've missed her. She may no longer be on The View, but she keeps bringing the goods, and her Trump derangement syndrome shows no signs of improvement. Here is Rosie ODonnell.
Are you watching this moron speak? Can he form a coherent sentence? He is the worst thing that ever happened, period. And he's just babbling like an incoherent. He's like Dr. Doom. He's the worst thing.
Now to another lefty celebrity losing it. Here is how LeBron James treats a young fan.
Congratulations, LeBron.
Stop. Don't do that.
Congratulations, LeBron.
Champion!
Awful, awful. He ain't no Jordan, that's for sure. He's more the male Megan Rapinoe. Remember her? I've missed her too. Here she is at Seattle's Pride Parade, refusing to answer a very simple question.
Your U.S. women's soccer team famously lost to high school boys. Do you really think it's fair for these same boys to be competing in girls' sports? Why should trans people compete against young girls? Do you not think that they're going to get hurt? Are they going to get hurt?
Oh, how clever to take a drink so she doesn't have to answer. Yes, Meghan supports trans women, i.e. men, competing against women, even though an under-15 boys squad smashed the national team. Now, let's have some Kamala action, and she really is an intellectual, a leader of rare ability and courage and principle. So much principle.
I'm going to get mad when we have an attorney general who is trying to resuscitate the war on drugs.
Yes, can we talk?
And he thinks the greatest evil that mankind has ever seen is marijuana.
It's gateway.
Like, I've said this, and you've seen this in my emails. Yeah. Leave grandma's medical marijuana alone. Just leave it alone.
So...
This is the same woman who convicted almost 2,000 people for marijuana violations and sent many of them to prison. Did she think no one would remember that? Well, the bulk of the American media has forgotten, and Kamala herself seems to have a few memory issues.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And the vice president seems to think that one pumps electricity into an EV, an electric vehicle, like you pump gas into a regular car. Watch this hilarity.
And there's no sound or fume.
There is nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
so
all there is to it.
For all of us who are used to
every morning
filling our tank, you usually can smell it and you can hear it. You can hear the guzzling sound.
Right.
None of that.
None of
so
it.
How do I know it's actually working?
It is.
I wonder how many hours she would stand there just holding the Bowser.